That's all we want. A choice. A chance.
There's your chance. Take it.
Grateful.
The day will come when you won't be.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with my weekly Walking Dead review. This was for Season 7, Episode 11, entitled Hostiles and Calamities. Alright, guys, episode starts out at the sanctuary. A group of saviors discover Fat Joey's body in the bike lot where Daryl killed him. Dwight forces his way to the front of the crowd and immediately notices a missing motorcycle. He panics and runs through the halls of the sanctuary until he arrives at Daryl's empty cell. It's moments after his escape. Dwight grabs his walkie from his apartment and spots Daryl's prison clothes on the floor. He finds the note that Daryl received from his liberator and studies it. Go now. Negan returns to the compound with his new prisoner Eugene, who shakes with terror as Laura, a female savior, walks him deep into the bowels of the sanctuary. She stops their march and opens the door. Eugene is surprised to see she's taken him to a private apartment meant for him. As he explores his new digs, Laura reveals that Daryl has escaped. She asks Eugene if he has any leads to his whereabouts. Eugene tells her that he doesn't and assures her with sincerity that he'd tell if he did. Eugene continues to inspect his new commodities. He is delighted to find that the fridge is stocked with food and to learn that Laura can get him a meal of his choosing, canned pasta and tomato sauce. He's disappointed to learn they're out of pickles. Dwight sits in his room examining the handwriting on the scrap of paper. Go now. Saviors barge in and start to beat him as Negan watches from the doorway. Dwight sits in Daryl's dark cell, now his cell. Negan informs him that Sherry ran away and wonders if she helped Daryl escape. Dwight defends Sherry. Negan continues hypothesizing and questions whether Dwight changed his stripes and helped Daryl escape himself. He then orders Dwight to find Sherry and bring her back. In the infirmary, Dr. Carson stitches Dwight's wounds and remarks that Sherry was soft and probably helped Daryl escape. In a flash forward, Dwight looks at a photo of himself and Sherry in happier times. Back in the present, Dwight retrieves his backpack from his apartment. He grabs a carton of cigarettes from a hiding spot. Inside the carton is a cigarette stained with Sherry's lipstick. Dwight leaves the compound on a motorcycle. Laura shows Eugene around the factory floor and explains the Savior's point system, which he's exempt from. He can take whatever he wants. She gives him a jar of pickles. Outside by the sanctuary fence line, Negan orders that Simon go lead a search party to Alexandria to search for Daryl. Eugene is brought before him and is given an intimidating introduction. When asked for his name, Eugene responds with Eugene. Negan then prompts the Saviors for their names, and they all respond in unison, Negan. Negan grills Eugene about his credentials. Scared, Eugene falls back to his old lie and claims he had multiple PhDs and was part of the Human Genome Project. Negan asks Eugene for advice how to prevent his fence line walkers from deteriorating. Eugene impresses Negan with his proposed solution, covering them in a shell of liquefied metal that will make the walkers indestructible once it dries. As a reward for his ingenuity, Negan offers to send several of his wives to Eugene's apartment. Eugene plays video games while three of Negan's wives watch. Tanya and Frankie sit next to him while Amber sits away from the group drinking. During conversation, Tanya jokingly asks if Eugene knows how to make a bomb. Eugene lists the ingredients he would need to make one. Eugene walks outside with Amber, Tanya, and Frankie. He mixes ingredients and ignites a bomb. The wives clap giddily. Dwight rides his motorcycle through a dead suburb. He parks in front of an abandoned house and enters. He looks for Sherry in their old home, where they agreed to rendezvous if they ever got separated. He gazes at the photo of himself and Sherry in happier times. He finds a farewell note from Sherry along with her wedding rings. She admits to freeing Daryl and apologizes for forcing Dwight into Negan's world. Dwight is shaken with emotion. He places the rings in his cigarette box. Tanya and Frankie visit Eugene seeking his help. They explain that Amber wants to commit suicide and asks if he can make some pills for her. Eugene reluctantly agrees. Eugene uses his position and power to cut in line in the marketplace and orders cold capsules. He goes back to his apartment to make the pills. Dr. Carson treats Dwight's wounds. Dwight tells him that he found Sherry caught up in the Walker trouble and killed her. Laura escorts Eugene to the factory floor where a crowd has gathered around the furnace. Negan enters and points Lucille directly at Eugene. "You're going to want to pay close attention to this," he says. Negan turns and whacks Lucille against Dr. Carson's shoulder. Negan accuses Dr. Carson of helping Daryl escape in order to impress Sherry. He shows Dr. Carson a note from Sherry, which Dwight clipped from her farewell letter and planted in Dr. Carson's desk. "Goodbye, honey," it reads. Dr. Carson accuses Dwight of lying, but he quickly folds and falsely confesses when Negan threatens him with the iron. Negan stares intently at Eugene before he grabs Dr. Carson and throws him face first into the furnace. Negan puts his arm around Dwight, saying, "Good thing we have a spare Dr. Carson." Frankie and Tanya visit Eugene in his apartment. He correctly guesses that the pills are for Negan, not Amber, and refuses to hand them over. Tanya calls him a coward, and they leave. Negan pays Eugene a visit. He tells Eugene that he doesn't make his invitation lightly and explains that he doesn't need to be scared anymore. Negan asks Eugene, "Who are?" But Eugene interrupts before he can finish the question. "I'm Negan," Eugene says. Eugene oversees workers at the sanctuary fence line as they execute his plan to fortify walkers with molten metal. Dwight joins Eugene on the upper stairway. Dwight asks him if he's on board. Eugene assures him that he is. After a name exchange, Eugene ends with his introduction, "We are Negan." To this, Dwight reluctantly replies, "Yeah." That's how the episode comes to an end. Alright guys, that was my quick little review rundown of Season 7, Episode 11, Hostiles and Calamities. Thanks for checking this out as always, and like, comment, most importantly subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.
Welcome to Woodburn.
Pushing my pants yet?